Hey, how's it going? Thank you for your patience. I thought I'd make a quick video to share with you some of the work that I've been doing and how I would love some help from a really talented fashion designer like yourself. One part is the sort of dress line, and I will show you more of that on the computer. The second part is the menswear line, and I have been designing a lot of that myself, so I have some pieces with me, and I'm just gonna kind of show you those. So here we go. I've never really done this before. The first one I'll start with are these trousers. Actually, I think the best way to show you what these trousers are about is show you the pattern. Um, so this is the original pattern that I created myself, and I really like it because it's form-fitting, it's high rise, and I love how the back sort of hugs the sort of lower torso and the upper sort of legs. It creates a really tailored, a more British sort of look, and I was pretty happy with it. And that resulted in these pair of pants. So you could see here the angle that I'm sort of speaking about, which I really liked. And it fit my body super well, and I was happy with it. So I would love to work with you on grading it in a way where it fits more different body types and shapes. So it might be hard to see how good these pants are just from looking at the video, but like hopefully it gives you some idea. I have gone on to create a few more iterations of these pants using that same pattern. Here is one example with a more lighter sort of wool fabric. This one happens to be cuffed, and it's a more summery sort of feel. I really hate the waistband on this one though. It doesn't look structured at all. So in the future ones, I did start lining it. This one is also a slightly lower rise. It's okay. And this one doesn't have darts in the back like the other one. However, I really love the first one, and so I think that's the one we should go ahead and do more of. The pants that I'm wearing right now is also from the same pattern. I cut it like quite a bit wider, maybe like 2 inches wider. So you can see it's a little more loose, it's a little more baggy, and I don't have the drawstrings on this pair. So I did I tried to work with a pattern maker to digitize it. This is what we ended up with. As you can see, the pattern looks quite different, and I don't like it so much. It's a much more American sort of boxy style, and you can even see on the back how much straighter that angle is. If we compare it here, it's just totally different. I know this one looks bigger because I might have some excess length, and I think I also had the seam allowance built into this, whereas this one doesn't. So that could be a factor. But anyways, this one is a little more boxy. And to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like, this is a pair where I was using that, I guess, computer digital pattern. And I apologize that like the pants look a little wrinkled. I washed them recently and I didn't press them. I was just too lazy to press them. You can still see the darts in the back. This time I did line internal interfacing, use some organza to kind of stiffen up the waistband, which did help. And it's not bad, but it just like kicks out a little more. It doesn't feel as rounded and as fitting and as shaped as the other pair of pants. This one looks a little more boxy. And like I said, it might be hard to tell just from looking at this video, but yeah. Okay, so the next pair of pants that I want to show you are the shorts. Okay, I forgot to grab that pattern, so maybe I will attach it in my message. This was my first version. It looked a little too boxy, and the fabric just wasn't the right one. This is my latest version, and the idea behind these pants is like, it kind of looks like basketball shorts, but it's kind of suity, so I'm using a very like, traditional pinstripe wool sort of fabric. So it's kind of at the cross of sporty and dressy, like all the things I'm trying to do. And that's why we have kind of this like stripe in the back. There are some details about this though that need to be fixed. First of all, I was using the same sort of pattern for the back and the front quarter panels. Actually, they're not quarter panels, they're just two halves. And it creates some bagginess here, which is good, but I'm not sure if we need all of that. The second is the rise is too short. The reason it's too short is because this one I actually didn't sew myself. I sent it to a sewing shop, and they were not supposed to. I did not have enough fabric for the waistband, so I was just going to put the elastic behind it, but they kind of folded it over, and so that kind of reduced the rise by like 2 inches, and that's just a little too much. So it's a little too short there. And then this ribbon should kind of go around here, and the opening of this, I would say, is a little too big. But overall, I think you get the point. It's just the form of some sports shorts with some like wool pinstripe suiting sort of fabric. And yeah, these the drawstring is okay. It's a little long, but I think it's fine. So yeah, that's the shorts. Next, I guess we can talk about the dress shirt. So, well, I don't know if I would call it a dress shirt. It's just a casual button-up shirt. I just happen to be using a silk noil for this version. Overall, I think it's 70% complete. Some things I would like to do. I think the collar is a tad too high for something casual. I guess I can wear it and show you. So let me just do that 1 second. So it's not bad, but like I said, the collar is a little high. I would like something a little more casual, but when you button it, it's not bad. The other thing is I don't like the sleeves too much. I think I would like a sort of higher sleeve head. Right now the armhole is a little low, and so it feels like it's a little like baggy. I want a more sort of, I guess, tailored look, and this looks like a little more casual. Yeah, I normally don't wear it with such a thick shirt underneath, which helps. But yeah, overall, like, I think the pattern's kind of there, but it needs some tweaks. It's also like, I forget what this is called, like double pleated on the sleeves. I think a single pleat or no pleat would look better. I'm looking for a lot more of a fitted sort of look, I think. And just to show you what that pattern looks like, yeah, so actually I probably won't waste your time showing you all of the pieces of this pattern, but I do have the DXF file, so I could send that over to you, and we can work that out. Okay, the next one I guess I'll talk about is the t-shirt, which I've actually had the most trouble with of all the pieces. So this is like the original version that I created myself, and I was very, very happy with it. I love the shoulders. The sleeves kind of hug in a very nice way. The collar I was quite happy with. And to me, everything was great, except I kind of messed up the hem on the bottom, but I just tuck it in, so I didn't really worry about that. But I was quite happy with this pattern. However, I guess when I tried to translate it into sewing with jersey, it got actually quite difficult. So let me show you some of them. So we actually have two versions of this pattern again as well. It's hard to tell which one's which just by looking at it. I believe this one is kind of like the one-to-one copy of the mesh you just saw, but in jersey. And overall, like, it was just really unpredictable working with this fabric, so I couldn't really get the dimensions dialed in exactly. And then I moved towards, I found a pattern maker to make, I guess, a computer version of that pattern. And that is what we see here. and it's just not that good. It's just not the same. It's too baggy. I think the collar is too low. I guess I could make these adjustments to the pattern myself, but I thought I would work with someone like that is good like you, just so we could kind of get exactly what we want. So just to show you what those look like though, this was a version of it, so it's a lot more wide, and like you can see the collar's lower. I also have a couple versions of it in like this sort of hemp material, and I mean, it's not bad, but the thing that kills me is like the collar. It's just too wide and too low. I don't know how much of that is just the stretch when it was being sewn or whatnot. So I've been having a lot of trouble kind of getting the size and the fit of these jersey knit t-shirts to really get dialed in. So that's been very difficult for me. Okay, the last thing that I've been working on is like a coat. So everybody I show this to hates this coat. I really like it, but whatever. So this was the first version. I'm not quite finished with it. Like, you know, it's missing the buttons. The vent needs to be cleaned up, obviously, and finished. But in this case, it was like a single lapel sort of coat. And just to put it on, so but the bottom needs a lot of work, you know, like to kind of get the right sort of width in. But I really, really love like the shoulders. Like it's like kind of a soft shoulder. Like the lapel is also just like very unstructured. So yeah, this was like the first version of it. But no one else really liked it. Everyone hated the fabric. So maybe I didn't do something right there. So I have that pattern here as well. Let's see. Again, I don't know if I need to show it to you, but it might be better for you to just recreate the pattern. But like, here's kind of what it looks like. Honestly, it looks pretty standard, you know. I mean, I don't even know what there is to call out about it. It's like every other coat pattern. But like, I've also mocked up the muslin and made some versions of the coat with that pattern, and I'm quite happy with it. Here's one you'll actually see in the back that I haven't finished, but I was turning it into a double-breasted coat. And yeah, the pattern works pretty well for my body, but of course the challenge is how do we make it kind of work for everyone else's body. And I also made a version of this that I don't have with me right now, but it's kind of where I took the collar out, and so it kind of made it a little more casual. So that's another one. And yeah, so that's kind of the line that I'm working on for the menswear. Eventually, you know, like I want to put it on sort of a website, and like, you know, it'll be great to have the sizes all work out. So I would say I'm like maybe 40 to 50% there with these menswear patterns, and I would love your help to kind of work on them further. The last thing I guess I'll just like show is like, you know, just the mood board. Like this is kind of the inspiration. This is sort of the look of the brand that I want to go for. So I should have started with this, but what I really want to do is kind of have a cross between sort of digital and physical sort of products and design, but also sort of cross like sort of formal wear, dress wear with like a little more casual streetwear. So that's really what I'm doing, and that's what I'm looking to embody. And this might have been a long video, but I hope it's been helpful, and I look forward to working with you.